Hello everyone, my name is Annie and welcome to Kicking It While Thrifting It. As I mentioned in my previous video, when the pandemic hit and the states shut down, I turned to reselling my personal items in order to make ends meet. And so I have joined the YouTube family so that I can document my journey in hopes that we can learn from one another. And for this video, what I want to do is I want to highlight a few items that are in my store that I thrifted. And the first one I want to highlight is this chilled wine tote. It's made out of a fabric called microcore. And the box itself is a little damaged, so to speak. It looks a little faded, but the actual item inside is intact. And I'm going to open one side for you. There's a pockets on the outside, and then on the inside there are two plastic wine glasses that are still in its original wrapping, wine opener, napkins, and on the other side, which I'm not going to open, is where you would put your wine bottle, etc. It's got a handle to carry, and again, thrifted this at the local Goodwill, and the item appears to be brand new, never used. That said, for most of my items, including what you will see here today, I only pay at most a couple of dollars. I focus when I walk into the Goodwill on the color of the day. So if the color of the day pink, I'm only focusing on pink items. I'm not going to be giving exact prices for a couple of reasons, one of which I'm not sure how that would help you. A lot of these are one-of-a-kind items that if you went to your local Goodwill, you may or may not find. And two, and more importantly, I feel that a lot of buyers, they get very annoyed if they find out what the reseller paid for it versus what they're selling for it. But what they don't understand is what's involved, what we as resellers go through to curate that item. We have to, go drive around, go into different stores, spending an hour, 90 minutes, 3 hours. How many hours is necessary to thrift on that particular day? And again, I enjoy it. I do like it. To me, it's the thrill of the hunt and finding all these treasures, etc. But I'm just saying, they are annoyed if they find out that you paid X amount and they're paying, twice the amount, 3 times the amount. But the truth of the matter is the value of something is what somebody else is willing to pay for it. So, but just for the record, just so you all know, I've only paid a few dollars, and in some cases less than $1 for the items I'm going to show you today. The next item, and I hope I can pronounce it right and I don't butcher it, it's a Ceramici dish. It's a Ceramici, Virginia. It's made in Italy. It is a mustard yellow, and it's got some olive green dots and an olive branch. And I'm going to turn this around. I'm not sure if it's going to pick up, but that is the mark on it. And the dish is intact. It's got no cracks. It's in mint condition. And the next item is a mug, and it's birth date year 1957. And I thought this was very fun because it's always kind of nice to know what happened the year you were born. So it's got sports memorabilia, movies that came out that year, what made the headlines, etc. So I really did think it was a fun mug, and I picked it up. The brand is Gans, G-A-N-Z. I also picked up another mug, and this one says, "I'm killing it in yoga lately, namaste." It's a fun mug. Let's see inside. Again, excellent condition, and it's the brand is Fringe. And the next item, which I think is very timely, with graduation around the corner, are photo props. Now, these are not all technically graduation specific. Some of them say like Biggest Flirt, Future Reality Star, but clearly the young lady in the center is wearing a graduation cap. And I know with COVID, the school systems are working very hard to figure out what the procedures are for these ceremonies. And quite honestly, these kids, they deserve to be celebrated. They've worked very hard all year round, and they deserve to have their accomplishments acknowledged. And you know, after the ceremony and everything, it's always fun to get together with family and friends and take a couple of fun photos. And while some may consider it cheesy, I personally think it's fun to pick up a prop. I think people tend to loosen up a little bit and are more relaxed in that photograph when they're holding a prop. So graduation's around the corner, check it out. And the next item, which is somewhat school related because it's a backpack, is this one by a brand called Bandani. It is a very soft leather. It's got the little cutouts here in the front. It is a Velcro closure. You can see on the inside, it is intact and it's got one zipper pocket. It can be carried this way with this handle, or it's got these straps. And the story behind this is, when I purchased it, it was new with tags. And the reason why I purchased it is because for Halloween I was dressing up as Lara Croft, and as I was doing research, and I tend to thrift, you know, my costumes, my props, etc. I needed a backpack, and so looking and looking, and this took weeks, and finally I saw this one in the store, and I was even surprised that it was brand new, hanging on the rack still with its tag. So for the actual photograph, which through the magic of video, I hope to insert a photograph here just in case you guys are curious how the costume turned out. But I did use this for the Lara Croft costume, so I cut the tag off, but then after that I put it away. So it technically has not been used, but it does not have its tag on it, its price tag on it. So, but it's in mint condition. The next item is this cap from Kimball Farm. Again, new with tags. There's the tag. If you can see that. And there's a story with this. So when I was preparing for this video and deciding what items to highlight, I saw the cap and I was excited. And it's always fun to hear the cha-ching, you know? So I'm thinking I have a sale. And shortly thereafter, I received this email that says the buyer requested to cancel the order. I went ahead and subbed out the buyer's information, but I just want to show you. And again, I hope that it's picking up there. And these things happen for whatever reason. People purchase things, they get buyer's remorse. For me personally, this is the ideal situation that while I was disappointed I didn't have a sale, I didn't have to worry about shipping it out, and I didn't have to deal with a return, because sometimes that's what happens. People buy things and either they don't read fully the description, or they're not paying attention, or they decide they don't want it, and then it's a whole return and it's a headache. So honestly, for me, I would rather somebody decide they don't want it from the get-go and not go through the headache of a return. I don't want a dissatisfied buyer. I don't have to worry about wrapping it, shipping it, and the whole 9 yards. So yeah, was I upset I didn't have a sale? Of course. Was it less aggravating than having a return? Yes. The next item is a Disney baby, Lady and the Tramp. She's so cute. Of course, she had to come home with me. And she's a plushie. She's in very good condition. She does not have the original price tag on it, but I can tell from the tush tag, it's not very faded at all. So it couldn't have been used that much. That said, everyone has a different process. So my process for the plushies is when I get her home, or when I get the plush home, I get a wipey, I wipe the plush down, and I get my steamer, my handheld steamer, and I steam the item very carefully to disinfect it. And if you all sometime in the future would like to see how it is that I prepare items for shipping, by all means, comment down below, because that would be a future video that I could do for you all. But for right now, just so you know, that's what I do. I always want to try to buy items that are in like new or new condition, and I take lots of care to prepare those items so that they arrive on the other end looking as wonderful as possible. So that's what I did with her, and she's just absolutely adorable. And the last item is also a plushie. Again, I thrifted this item in Goodwill, and I'm not sure if I mentioned in the video, but I only pay a few dollars, and when I go into Goodwill, I'm only focusing on whatever the color of the day is. So those are the items I'm focusing on because those are the items that happen to be on sale. In this case, that was the case. I was very lucky. I found this CocaCola Bear, and this one does have his tags. There you go. And he's holding a Coca-Cola bottle. He's adorable. He's also got his touch tag. And same process here. He was in mint condition, not dirty at all. Because, you know, sometimes these toys, they fall on the floors are dirty, it's full of dust, etc. That was not the case here. But regardless, wipe down, carefully disinfect because you don't want to damage the tag. And the good thing about this bear is that there are a lot of people out there who like to collect Coca-Cola products, from the vintage bottles to t-shirts, and in this case a plushie. So if you're one of those and you're a Coca-Cola collector, check it out in my store. He's listed. And that's pretty much what I'm highlighting today. If you happen to like this content and would like to see more, by all means, please hit the like, subscribe, and notification bell. As I understand, each time I upload a new video, you will be notified. And I also want you all to know that I truly do appreciate you tuning in and joining me on my journey and supporting this channel. So until the next video, take care. Bye-bye.